Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone, to Convo on the Shore, the one and only but still unofficial Haruki Murakami podcast. I'm here back with my friend Leo. Leo, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a couple months since we did this, but we're busy people. We're
Yeah,
definitely on a different time schedule. Was it 6 hours apart? So
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of hard to match things up, but hey, it's how it goes.
that's how life works. Almost two
Right.
months since episode one, but so far, thanks everyone for the feedback. Thanks for your comments. We do appreciate it a lot. And without further ado, let's go. Maybe we can.
So
I know it's been some month and we haven't talked since then. We've only been texting. So tell me how you been.
been doing great, man. Been doing great. Work has been, how the 9 to 5s you go, you're just,
Yeah,
going through the motions. But other than that, man, everything's been great. Especially
yeah,
enjoying this weather
yeah,
lately. It's been picking up with it getting warmer outside. Where I'm at, and so a lot
uh-huh.
more enjoying the outdoors and nature and stuff like that. Like I was just
Nice.
telling you, talking to you about taking a trip, to a cabin for a couple
Yeah,
days for a weekend, and man, it was much needed, unloaded, and
hmm,
just enjoyed what no Wi-Fi, read for a bit, and took a few pictures, man. I'm trying to get back into,
yeah.
photography a whole lot more lately, even though I've been kind of been slacking on it. So it's been good. It's been good. Good,
Hmm.
good, good little last few months. Yeah.
Beautiful. You got any books with you while you were staying there, or?
Yeah. So I just recently bought a couple more books. Our friend Eric, he recommended the PTSD Radio, which is a
Yeah.
manga,
Hmm.
and it's kind of loosely based on I forgot the horror manga author's name. I know they're gonna kill me for it, but I've been reading that one, and one also thing I picked up that I just started reading the other day, and it's kind of based off of you read the what was the Battle Royale? If you watched that,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's called the Crimson Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Labyrinth. Yes, yes, yes. So I just started that, and I kind of, even though I don't watch like horror movies too much, I'm not
Hmm.
really big into watching it. But like reading them is a lot
Hmm.
more like enjoyable with me than just like watching them on TV. So yeah, that's the two things I've been reading lately, and I just finished
Hmm.
another book the other day, about a couple of days ago. It's a short one,
Hmm.
and I don't know about you, but I don't know if you have like those times when you start a book and it's kind of hard to get into, but you still read it anyway,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. And by the end of it, like me trying to figure out what's going on, I still didn't understand it. So I just
Hmm.
finished the book with not out knowing what's going on. So yeah, yeah. So
Let's see.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same for me. I just returned from Prague. I was in Prague last week,
Yeah,
and
yeah. How was that?
it was a surprise to me. We went there for 5 days, and I thought it's going to be some of those typical, Europe city trips with a lot of beers, old churches. But
Right.
turned out, Prague is a beautiful city for book lovers, and not only because of Kafka. You know,
Right.
you can feel his spirit almost anywhere. So there's a huge appreciation for him. They got a Kafka museum, they got a Kafka bookstore, they have Kafka statues all over the city.
Wow.
And I discovered so many bookshops and really beautiful bookshops, like underground stores. You just go downstairs, it's calm. They got couches and sofas, and
Right.
you can just lay around, relax, and read your book over there. And yeah, one day we went to the Kafka Museum as well, and they were showing a animation movie, a short animation of the castle. And I remember back in school we read the castle, and I enjoyed it a lot because I'm not that much into his works, but we
Right.
had to read it, right? And then I went up again out of the museum to a bookstore, and I thought I got to pick up the castle. And they only had some Czech editions, and the German edition was it was like a special edition that I had to
Right.
pay 40 € or something. I said,
Right.
maybe I'll buy it when I'm back in Germany.
Yeah.
And then by coincidence, the same evening, I just took out my iPad and opened the Kindle app because I do not read that much ebooks.
Right.
And then I saw it was like 2013. I bought the whole collection of Kafka,
Oh
and
wow.
the
Yeah.
castle was included. So
Right.
I started the
Lucked up
first
right
few
there. Yeah.
chapters. Yeah, it was cool. It was quite cool.
Right.
But yeah, I had another book with me in my bag. It was a Yoko Ogawa book,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
and yeah, there's no English translation yet. It's called The Scent of Ice. Has not been
Okay.
translated yet, and yeah, we'll see. But maybe we can talk about it
Yeah.
once it's
Absolutely.
translated in
Absolutely.
English. Yeah, and that's where we are right now. And we got to talk about Murakami again today.
Here we are.
Today's subject is dance, dance, dance. Before we start talking about this book, do we have anything we need to talk about before?
I know that I have been waiting for a question that I want to present to you because the last one stumped me and it was still on my mind for this last couple months. And I said, I'm gonna get Sonny. I said, I'm gonna get my man. And are you ready for the question?
I need to be right.
You need to be all right. This is still kind of the service level. Still, uh, so let me see again. Make sure I have it
Yeah,
down all the way. Okay. All right.
getting nervous.
All right. All right. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay. What team was Murakami watching when he decided to write his first novel?
Wait, I think I know it, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, was it the Yakult Swallows?
Hey, yes, sir. You got it. I was about
Yeah,
to. you got. I was about to ask because I think I asked you last time if I could get a
yeah,
hint, and
yeah.
I was about to ask if you wanted a hint. No, you got it. You. So yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
You could
Yeah,
swallow. Yes, sir.
I was not 100% sure because he has a story about the Yakult Swallows in first person singular, and I was not sure
Yes.
if I'm mixing it up right now. But okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, you got it, man. You definitely got it. You got it. I think I was
Okay,
trying to get you on
but
that one. That was
that's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Are you into baseball?
I've recently been kind of watching baseball a little bit more. I grew up.
Hmm.
My grandfather he played for the Negro Leagues here. Um,
Oh,
so he played for the man. It's stumping my mind. I know what exactly play. He played for the Negro Leagues here, and yeah, and I grew up. I played baseball a little bit, and
mhm.
so yeah, I've been. I think now recently I grew up watching basketball more
Okay.
and played. So now I'm been more into baseball and trying to kind of watch a little bit more and playing
Hmm.
the more video games, baseball games. So yeah,
I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Dance, dance, dance.
let's go.
Just dance. Gonna be okay.
Yep.
You got this one. I got this one.
Got the
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yours. Yours looks much better. You
You
know.
think so, man? I've been liking the. I like the art. I like more of the art like that. This is kind of it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a lot of. But I've been trying to find a lot more of the
Hmm.
vintage collection,
Hmm.
and I've gotten a lot of those. And then like there's some that's like in the UK that I've got like
Yeah.
in my cart right now that I haven't bought yet of the
Hmm.
vintage collection. The After Dark one is a beautiful cover. That vintage
Yeah.
collection,
Seen
yes,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So I think there's a lot we need to talk about this book because I think it holds a very special place for Murakami himself. So this one has been released in 1988, and it was the first book that he has released after Norwegian Wood.
Mm.
And Norwegian Wood was the one that generated a real hype around Murakami, which he couldn't handle a lot. So what I know about this is after Norwegian Wood, he had to. or he didn't have to, but he fled to Italy for a break because it was a huge commercial success. And he was, because Norwegian Wood is a typical love story, right? And Murakami
Right.
didn't want to get labeled as a love story author, and there was such a huge hype that he has traveled to Italy to get a break from this hype. And I think you can clearly read in this book that he just wrote off all his frustration and anger. I don't know what you felt about the book.
Now that you mention that, I think I remember last time telling you about bringing this book up. Like it was a, I don't think I won't say it was a hard read, but it makes perfect sense now that you say that he's like let his all his frustrations out. It took I think this is my second read of this past like year with this.
Hmm.
I guess up until several chapters, like maybe like or pages, probably like I, it took me a while to not get into it, or I won't say get into it, but more of what the story was trying to progress, how it's progressing
Hmm.
further into the story. So, because if you want to get started on talking about it, we definitely can.
Hmm.
So, we have our character from a Wild Sheep Chase. It's a
Yeah,
sequel to that,
yeah,
and the first like several chapters is just him. He's still in well, it's not a Hokkaido he was in, but still in the same place he was in for a long period of time. And to me, it didn't start to
yeah.
pick up until he went back to his
Hmm.
his hometown,
Hmm.
and it just felt like it was just really melancholy for And I'm a big advocate for melancholy things,
Hmm.
absolutely, but it was like it was getting to the point where I was getting frustrated, reading
Yeah.
a lot of the first chapter because it was so mundane. It was day
Hmm.
after day after day with him, and he was just in the hotel
Yeah.
and dealing with the it didn't okay. I remember the specific point. It picked up it and we can start it on that is when he was talking to the hotel administrator or the woman who worked there, and when
Yeah.
they finally went to the elevator and she was telling him about the I think it was the level of the room they were at, or the where they were at on the elevator where they go up to, if I'm not mistaken.
Some sort of hidden floor. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's a direct sequel to A Wild Sheep Chase, but still it's a little bit independent. I think you don't need to read the predecessor. So yeah, it is part of the Red trilogy. It is a sequel to the Red trilogy. That's right. But still, it's a standalone, right? Um, would you recommend to read A Wild Sheep Chase prior before that one, or would you say everyone can read it maybe as a beginning to?
They can actually start this.
Yeah.
There is a certain part of that time at that floor they go to where they bring up,
Hmm.
um, the sheep man in there, and it could be a little, deter them from, the actual, well, who is this man? And like, that might be it. But other than that, that'd be the smallest. Well, that and Kiki from the prior book as well.
Yeah.
I think the second half of the book when that starts would be a little bit more would take people out. So it can be a standalone for someone to read,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think the second half will throw them off a whole lot. So I
Yeah.
think reading the first one would be a good idea first before reading this one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Same for me. I think it's same thing for me. Because Wild Sheep Chase is some sort of preparation for his writing style, and for someone who hasn't read him before, it could be some sort of shock to read Dance 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 because I did a review on it in November for YouTube, and I had constantly in mind that this one is Murakami to the fullest because everything he's famous for, he just pushes to the edge here, right? So, the routine he's describing and all these, for many people, it's like senseless things he's doing. For us, it's beautiful, but
Oh yeah,
he really pushes it to the fullest. right? And there's also a hidden humor, I think. But we dive into this later. So the first chapters just describe what he's doing and that he must return to the famous Hotel Dolphin from a wild sheep chase. And the Hotel Dolphin was quite a rundown hotel in the first
Right.
book. Yeah. And once he returns now, it's some sort of, it's not luxurious, but it's much better than
Yeah,
before.
yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
renovated it, made it
Yeah.
a little bit more, I guess, like the more ritzy, you know.
Yeah.
And now it's like this, I don't know if it went from like a 2 star hotel to like a 2.5, 3 star hotel after that, but yeah, definitely, it definitely, him coming back to it, it definitely has, changed and been a lot. It's a lot more glamorous now.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he meets the receptionist who tells him that she had an encounter on the hidden floor, and somehow he is able to enter the hidden floor, and then he meets the sheepman, the one he met before. But this time his appearance is a little bit shorter. It's much smaller than before.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. I'm trying to remember the encounter with him too. I think in that encounter, if I remember correctly, after reading this, it was. I mean, he basically tells him the title of the book.
Yeah.
You got to keep dancing. It's all about dancing,
Yeah.
and that's just it. And it just ends after that. I don't and like I don't think we see the or hear from the sheep man for the rest of the book, if I'm not mistaken. So, uh,
No.
yeah, and yeah, after that, it's just I won't say it's back to status quo, but it's just like we're entering into like a new phase after the sheepman. I guess I says post sheepman, right after that
Yeah.
encounter, and yeah, and it's just like right after that, it's him and this receptionist,
Yeah.
for the next few chapters, just talking about their you know encounter with that, and yeah, yeah, it's just that next thing. It's kind of hard for me to explain because it's I won't say it's very mundane. It is very mundane, and like you said,
Yeah.
it's Murakami at his finest with that. And for several chapters, you're just reading a day to day, just journal diary of our main character.
Yeah.
After that, and next you get the next character that we get is the young little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she's alone in the hotel bar and is reading, and she's there with her mother, but her mother doesn't really care about her because she has business to do. And our receptionist asks him to give her a little bit company. But before, I think it was before they leave the hotel again, he goes to the cinema where he sees Kiki on the big screen, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes and he's just doing his day to day motions.
Yeah.
He's there, and yeah, he goes to the theater and he just watches a random movie and he sees Kiki. And he sees him, and which sets up for the next kind of phase in the book is
Mhm.
his childhood friend,
Yeah.
and he's an actor, and he sees them both together in that film, and now his interest, like, this is where it starts to peak. His
Yeah.
interest is okay, now we're getting somewhere. We want to see He wants to see what's the connection between the two,
Yeah.
and so his next phase is to go back to his hometown, get on a plane and still, but he's before that, we meet this young, like you said, we meet this young little girl, and her mother is very absent minded.
Yeah.
Absent minded, if is the word I want to use. Yeah, yeah, absent minded and very
Yeah.
aloof. That's the word I want to
Yeah.
use. Very aloof, and she leaves. The mother leaves and leaves. Her young daughter there,
Mhm.
and after our character is presented to fly home with him and the young daughter back, to, I think it was Tokyo, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what specifically part, but yes,
Yeah.
they're
Back to
moving away
Tokyo
back.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his friend's name, what was it again?
think it was Gotanda.
Gotanda. Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And when they return back to Tokyo, I think he heads over the girl to her father, right? And
I'm trying to see immediately. I think before that, I think she is at her mother's one of the mother's homes
yeah,
because she's a
sorry, yes.
yeah, yeah. I forgot what she does. Sometimes she's doing some kind of art that she does, and I think he sends her, and she's like famous, and so she's got
Yeah.
homes. I think they put that girl up into a home, and for the next several chapters, it's just they're going back and forth. Our main character and that young girl, talking on
Mhm.
the phone, and while he's handling, I guess, previous affairs in his life, with all Murakami books, like we talked about, our main characters are have disposable amounts of money and can just leave and go across, anywhere they want to
Yeah.
go and still come back and have like piles of money saved up for them to do whatever with all the time. That's what he's doing
Yeah.
for the next few chapters, and he doesn't have to worry about anything at all. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's life. Life is so easy to them.
right.
At one point, they visit her father, right, who is a famous author.
Yeah, I
So
think
her parents are separated, I think.
yes, they are separated. I think she was a photographer, or he was a photographer. He was a poet,
He was a
and
poet, yes, a famous
his
poet,
works
and
wasn't really. Oh, yeah, and his works wasn't really doing all that well, and I think they saw him as like this.
yeah,
I don't know. People really like him, but he still had assets and money himself. And
yeah,
I think later on they do visit his father or her father, and
yeah,
we get the young girl really doesn't care for her father. He's not respected,
yeah,
and she doesn't really respect him either. And
yeah,
so we get our main character having to take care of this young girl,
hmm,
um, and which we get in a lot of Murakami works, about this kind of duality about him and young children, young girls, and stuff like that. So
yeah,
to a point where
yeah.
it's just like you want to keep reading, but sometimes it feels weird,
It
and
feels weird. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, and if and but it's something. Something's happening, like something it's not like he's not trying to paint it that way, but it's very teetering the line
hmm,
when it comes to that. But is he's like he will see this girl, and we'll just take this young girl out to eat, and this and they go their own separate ways. And so, but this girl is like also too, how Murakami presents it is she's a mature,
hmm,
I think she's a damn near clairvoyant,
yeah,
she has the same type of kind of just like she can see things and hear things, I guess, in that way. And I think she also knows the sheep man as well, has seen him
hmm,
previously. And so yeah, we in this like weird like space that Murakami
yeah,
presents with the young girl. And so to bring it back, we're at the father's house, and we get an invitation, or like I won't say an invitation, but another vacation is about to happen for our character. He sends them to what, Hawaii. I'm like,
to
man, I
Hawaii.
would love that. I would
Yes,
love, yeah. Lucky guy, man. Lucky guy.
yeah, he is really lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice the riddle regarding her father?
No, I don't think so. What was it?
Do you remember the name of her father?
That one's slipping my mind.
Hiraku Makimura.
Karate. Oh, see, I never paid attention to that.
But now you notice it, right?
Yeah.
So it's an anagram of Haruki Murakami, Hiraku Makimura. And
Wow.
now the funny thing is, this author is everything Murakami doesn't want to be: famous and not writing not writing in the style he loves, because he says, I'm not doing the work I love to do, but I still do it because, it allows me to earn a lot of money.
Right.
And I think that was exactly the thing that caused him to leave Japan for a certain time. And then he returned and said, I will
Right.
write exactly the book I want to write, and I will
Yeah.
include a character I don't want to be. And that's Hiraku Makimura.
Yeah. Oh wow, I did not notice that. That totally just went right over my head. But that's amazing, man. It's just another Mother Murakami is just
Yeah,
things that
it's
he does.
so
Man.
typical. Yeah.
Typical. I just said to throw your hands up. Typical Murakami, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So then they leave to Hawaii, and they spend a lot of time. They smoke, they drink, they read. And I think, was it in Hawaii where he spots Kiki, or thinks he's spotting Kiki?
Yeah. So yeah, that's like it's a lot of pages, a lot of things that happen in between there, and so yeah, so we before that we get to she gets to meet her mom and all that, and so they have their
Yeah.
own thing, and um she definitely does they're driving together, in Hawaii. They've
Yeah,
been in
they're
Hawaii
driving a
for
lot.
yeah
Yeah.
at this point for like almost close to a month maybe,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I guess they're driving and he randomly sees Kiki.
Yeah.
And so he gets out of the car and just leaves, the young girl in the car, and he just goes
Yeah.
off. And this is like another Murakami in his finest because at this point, well, we kind of still got like a little bit more of the supernatural element
Yeah.
in his thoughts when they go to the floor in the earlier chapters about seeing the sheep man. So
Yeah.
for after that, we don't really get too much of the supernatural kind of element, and so we're back to it again.
Hmm.
And so he envisions that he sees her, and so he goes and follows around. I think he finds her up in a just a construction. I don't know if it's a construction or just an abandoned building or just a
Yeah,
building
some
that
sort
was
of
just
strange building. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so he does that, and what does he see? He sees like was it six skeletons? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sees skeletons like sitting on the couch, and it's just weird to him. And like after that, he doesn't see her anymore. I don't think. And so I think he finally, after that situation, I think he goes back and leaves the young girl with her mother to back.
Yeah.
But I think there's a part that we're missing. Well, I don't know how much we want to give like non spoilers, for the book. There's a big part that happens in there, which is it's an
Yeah.
important part of it. But I'll keep that for our readers to want to read with that.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
think we spoiled a lot in the last episode, right? we, we,
yeah, I'm
we,
sure
we
we
told the
did.
whole book, I think.
Yeah, still a good read.
Uh,
Still a good read. You definitely should read it. Absolutely.
yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
We're just the messengers right here.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, the book has been released in '88, so guys, please, you
Yeah.
had time.
Yeah.
The funny thing, or I don't know if it's funny, but do you remember when they meet? Was the girl's name Yuki? Right, Yuki, I think.
Yuki. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When they meet Yuki's mother, she has an American friend with her, with one
Yes.
arm only. Do you
Yes.
remember
Mr.
his
Dick
name?
North. Yep.
Yeah,
Dick
yeah,
North.
yeah.
Yep.
Dick North.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why he has included this character. Do you know maybe why? Did he provide any link? Did he have any function? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, and I don't know. I've never really heard Murakami speak about any like American people that he knew. If it
Yeah,
was anybody, it probably was somebody who was translating for him.
yeah,
But anything else after that, or I don't know. It was a great inclusion. Like that character is a
hmm
small. I won't say minor, but it was a big part, of the book. And it's a good question. Like I don't know what where that idea for Dick North came from, but he was a great inclusion.
hmm yeah,
And yeah, we get him, and he's with Yuki's mother. and he has one arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does everything, as our main character says, very gracefully. He like cuts sandwiches, in the perfect, just diagonal shape. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great man, great.
let's agree on this. Dick North is the great guy, but we still don't know why he's there, but he's great.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And maybe after we have talked about Dick North, we can do a little commercial break like we did last time.
Okay.
So, Leo, I got a drink with me. You see it here.
Okay. What you got in there, man?
It's it's the one we have discussed last time, but now you can see it actually. It's
Oh,
from
okay.
Focus Labs. Yeah. So Focus Labs is an Austrian company, and what they do is they produce boosters. No booster drinks. You can just mix it with water. You put 2 scoops inside, only natural ingredients, no artificial sugar, no artificial flavor, and it keeps you awake. So this one is called Deep Work, and it's really good if you doing a focus work or if you're reading or everything you need to have when you're having a late night or if you need to stay focused. So they got a lot of more than this one. They also have sport boosters, for bodybuilding. They got gaming boosters, but I think this one is the right one for our audience, right? So this one is green tea lemon. I
Oh,
guess
that's
you like it.
perfect. I
Yeah,
like definitely like green tea, and I definitely like lemon in my green tea.
perfect. You
Oh,
see, and it's not too sweet. That's the good thing about it. I really, you know, at this time, so we got a lot of work because season is starting in Germany, and we sell products that definitely belong to summer season, and we got a lot of work to do right now. So I drink this one instead of coffee right now. And for everyone who would like to try Focus Labs, you can use our discount code to get 20% off. So just visit Focus Labs shops and enter the discount code Haruki Murakami Art 20. And now we're leaving the commercial break again. Thanks to Focus Labs
nice.
and back to Murakami. So shall we leave Hawaii or shall we stay there? Is there anything we need to discuss about Hawaii?
Um, no, I think there's a few things that we definitely left out, but I think it's perfect. Why we
Okay.
left it out. And yeah, so we're leaving Hawaii. So we leave
Yeah.
Yuki. Our character, leaves Yuki with her mother. And is that the last time we hear of Yuki?
I think so. Yes.
Yes, yes,
She kind of leaves the stage right now. Yeah.
yes. Okay, and then
Yeah.
so now we're in like the third act of the book. I guess the final act, I'd say.
Yeah.
So before then, we were talking about Gotanda, our main
Yes.
character's friend that he grew up with, and so that he's seen on the movie with our his Kiki. Yes, yes.
Hmm.
And so before then, they were kind of hanging out a little bit, and they met up and started hanging out. And then our character goes to Hawaii. So now back in this our final third act,
Yeah.
he's back, and I think him and Gotana start hanging out again. And yeah, and then it starts to get into yeah. Now it's like all flooding back to me a little bit more. So um and now we're getting a little bit more into Gotanda's like mental, in this
Yeah.
final act. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to like not spoil it too much, and like give you enough, give people enough, but also at the same time like kind of keep the mystery going and like say something that's
Yeah.
slick.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're back with them two, and they're just hanging out and go. I think we he asked her about Kiki. I think it took him
Yeah.
a while to ask her about Kiki,
Yeah.
and so we're finally hearing about that, and he gives a revelation about that girl.
Yes.
On what happened. It's very, very, and what Kari does very, all he does leave things very ambiguous,
Yeah.
very just airy that he does, and we hear Gotana thinks that he is not alive are Kiki, but
Yeah.
he thinks it's a thought, or like he thinks he done it. He doesn't know if he
Mhm.
has or not. And so after that, I think that's the end of it. But yeah, yeah, you let me know what your thoughts is about that. This like third act.
Yeah. So without spoiling anything,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the third act the most of the book. It stuck to me a lot because I'm not sure if I can describe it appropriately, but it has this vibe, you know? It has this 80s Tokyo vibe, but mixed with noir style, right? So, because, he's describing, again, just like you named it before, you said it's like a diary. And he
Right.
described all these encounters with Gotanda, and, they just drive around, they drink, they smoke, they talk about girls, but all mixed with the mentions of the music and the sceneries, that I think they mostly meet at night, and the cars they are driving in. Because Gotanda has a luxury lifestyle, he is a famous actor.
Right.
But all this vibe is, I really loved it. I loved it because not much is happening. They have a lot of conversations which are turning around in circles without coming to any conclusion, and the break that is coming in the story, which we won't spoil, is a break that the story needed because not much was happening. But still, a lot of things happened, and I really love the scenery.
Yes.
I, I'm not sure if you understand what I mean, but it's the vibe. It's this vibe.
No, I definitely
Yeah,
do. It's coming back to me now. Like,
yeah,
as you're saying, like he was an actor, but he didn't. He loved like he reason why he was really hanging out with. I won't say the biggest reason. They weren't really
mhm.
like really close in school, I guess. But
No, not really. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and it was like he wanted to be more at ground level,
hmm,
more than being like I don't want to be known as this like high end actor. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I want to be with the locals. So they would go out to like a random pizza parlor and just
yeah,
be in the energy of the people, and it was and they would go and drink, and they would do all
yeah,
that, and they would go back to his house and hang out and all this other stuff. And yeah, man, like that vibe was very just it was mellowed out, and it was just
yeah,
two guys kind of just, shooting the shit with each other and talking, and but you knew there was something looming, and it did have that real like vibe, that 80s vibe that you said. They were just driving around, hanging out like a moody. It was raining that day, and it was just them going to
yeah,
bars, doing all that. So yeah, yeah, most definitely.
yeah. I really loved it. I liked it. It was like spending the time with them,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, it was this third final act that really stick to me. Yeah, I'm just sometimes I just pick up this book only to read the third act
Okay.
with Gotanda. And normally, I'm not the guy who reads only a few chapters. If I read a book, I just read it completely. But
Right.
this one is like, yeah, always like to pick it up. And of course, the turn that the story makes has this, crime noir style.
Yes, yes, yes. And and that's just funny you bring that up. There's a big part of this that we don't get, that is a very crime,
Hmm.
novel, and it's very detective based,
Yeah,
and what our character has to go through,
yeah,
and the back and forth with it. Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of like elements in here that is, we're getting not too much romance in here, I would say.
no, not really. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and we're getting like a lifestyle vibe. We're getting a
hmm,
crime novel, and we're getting a comedy at some points in time. A murder mystery. So this is like it's Murakami like really just honed in, you know,
yeah,
with the works, and like I said, the first act is very mundane, and
yeah,
reading this it's a gem. It's a very much a
yeah,
gem that if you keep going, you don't want to stop. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So I just have the book in my hands right now, and on the back side, I don't know if English books do have it as well, but you got some voices from the press, some critics at the backside, and it says in German, of course. I need to translate it right out of my mind right now, but it says Haruki Murakami manages to. Oh, sorry, Haruki Murakami manages it to get the qualities of Stephen King, Franz Kafka, and Thomas Pynchon under one dome. I haven't read a lot of Stephen King. I only read Kafka and I read one Pynchon. I'm
Right.
not sure if you read anybody of these, but I think this one nails it.
So I've read Franz Kafka. I don't really read too much of Stephen King too much. I probably need to do that. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
the German is this one is different here. So I think with a lot of American translations, we try to make it more Americanized instead of like adding
Hmm.
more other like authors in here. So one of
Hmm.
them says like an entertaining mix of modern sci-fi, nail biting suspense, and ancient myth. So I
Hmm.
think when there's a lot of these like other like English translations, especially like these ones right here, like this one I have right here,
Hmm.
I think they try to make it a little bit more easier to for individuals to get into here, which is
Hmm.
great, which is definitely great. I recommend Murakami for everybody else. So it's not as descriptive as the German translation that you have there, and I'm probably pretty sure probably all of them. So that's the
Hmm.
one for that one right there, and the other one says like it's basically almost the same thing. It says loaded with mystery, mysticism, sex, and rock and roll, fast moving and funny. So that's basically what I just said too. My description of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, and 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 like, but it's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong at all, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a decent description of this. But it's a lot more intricate and deeper than just that. Like someone just reading that.
Hmm.
I mean, i- it's a lot more. It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's great, but yeah, yeah. I think I definitely would have someone like, yeah, you getting the sex and rock and roll in there, but
Yeah.
it's a lot more spacey and a lot more. You got to be honed in for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
So
it's
yeah,
more it's more than that. Yeah.
yeah, hmm
But to put it to a huge audience, that's I think that's a good description. Yeah. The funny thing is, the English title you have with you is just an exact translation of the original title. So in Japanese is Dansu Dansu Dansu,
right.
and in German, in German it's called Tanz mit dem Schafsmann,
Yeah.
which means dance with the sheepman.
Uh,
So there's the direct link to a wild sheep chase. Yeah, Hotel Dolphin. So for those who who want to find out more, every time we post a new episode, just click on Instagram on our accounts, and you will see some pictures and thumbnails that describe the story in short. So we did this for the first episode as well, and we will do it for this one as well. So if you're not following us on Instagram right now, please do it. So Leo's account is Leo X Hunt, and mine is haruki.murakami.art. And there are definitely a lot more books we need to discuss. But before we close this chapter, let's do a rating again.
let's go.
You first.
All right. What are we going out of again? 5 or 10? I think five is probably
Let's do five. Yeah.
five. I'm giving this. I'm giving this a 3.5. I'm giving this a
3.5.
3.5. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, the it's very mundane in the first act. Second act it definitely picks up, and then once that third act hits, it's you're off to the races. Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
What
Very
about you,
good.
man?
Uh, I read it on YouTube once before, and I'm still. I think I will. I'll still keep this rating. So for me, it was 4.5
Okay.
of 5.
All
So
right.
solid 4.5, because what I like about this is like he's just doing his thing in this book. So
Right.
he slaps his style into the face of the readers, and this is this rebel-like style because he wrote a love story before, and he switched again to his old style and said, "You know what? I don't care if you want me to be your romantic Japanese author. I'll do
Right.
my own thing," and just slaps it right into your face.
Yeah.
And this is something I really like about it. Yeah, dance, dance, dance.
It stands for you, man.
So shall we go dancing tonight? I know I'm 6 hours ahead of you, but I'm not sure what plans you got for today.
Oh man, I can definitely go ahead and shake a leg one two, man. I definitely can, man. I definitely
Yeah.
definitely can dance. I definitely will do that. Give me a couple of have some wine in me, man. Absolutely, you got me.
Beautiful. All right. I think we're good with this book for today. Um, maybe we still need to decide what we're going to discuss next. Shall we let our followers decide, or shall we discuss for ourselves? What do you think?
Ooh, you know what? I want our followers to decide this next one because I've been in a I don't know. I haven't read Murakami. Last thing the Dance Dance Dancing. I finished two books in the last like
Uh huh.
2 months since we've done this, and it has not been Murakami.
Okay.
So this time, I would love for the fans to decide what we do next, and we'll
Okay.
just
Then
go from there.
then we got to do a poll, a survey.
Yes,
So we
yes.
need to uh, let's give them two books they can decide.
Okay.
Right. Uh, one from you and one from me. So
Okay.
what is your pick?
All right. So, would you want to finish the trilogy out with this, or go
Uh,
left and have them do something like different?
Good question. If you want to finish the trilogy, I definitely need to reread Hear the Wind Sing and Pinball again because
Me and you both.
yeah, I haven't read them since 5 years and I don't remember that much. So,
I'm right there with you.
or maybe let's do one of the famous books.
Okay.
What do you think?
All
Yeah,
right. So I see. I have Kafka on the Shore over here,
yeah.
sitting over there, and then upstairs I do have what is it? Pinball or not pinball? What is it? Wind Up Bird Chronicle.
Wind Up Bird Chronicle. Okay, okay.
So I don't know. Didn't you just release a video of that the other day? I don't know.
Not yet. I'm still working
So
on
it'll
it,
take
and
me, a little minute to remember
I'm
to read
very
that. Yeah, a reread of it.
yeah.
So either one of them, it would take me. It would I would have to read them again. So it might take a minute for me to formulate a good, decent review of it. I'd have
Mhm.
to read it first. Um, Either one of those two. What do you have in mind?
Okay, then let's do the following.
Okay.
Uh, let's let them decide between Kafka on the Shore and Wind Up Bird Chronicle.
You want to do those two?
Yeah, but
All right.
let's see which one they will decide for.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so both are really, really famous. And
Yeah.
it will be a very tight race, I think, between
I
those.
think so
But
too.
yeah, so you can put we will do the survey on Spotify and Instagram on both pages. So please let us know which book we should discuss next time. So, when a bird chronicle or Kafka on the Shore, we'll see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta get
Yeah,
prepared.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think we're good for today. Um, any movies or TV shows you want to recommend? Something you just watched lately, or
What have I been watching? I don't think I have any recommendations right now. I kind of I've been watching completely just off topic right now. Uh,
Mhm.
I've been watching the X-Men little animated series that just recently came out.
Yeah,
Is the best thing I've been watching so far. So
cool.
that's what I've been keeping up with. Anything else? Nah, it's just kind of playing it by ear. It's kind of hard for me to. I can read, which is crazy. I won't say it's too crazy, but a lot of people. I'm sure you probably get it a lot too. people always says, "Oh, I can't read. I can't read. I can't do. It's hard for me to read." I'm just like, well, the opposite of that. I say I can't really watch too much movies. Like I can't. Like I can, but it's hard for me to kind of like stay focused on that. But with reading, I can sit there and read. So
Mhm.
I think I read more than I watch stuff. Or if I'm on YouTube, I can probably do that because my attention span is pretty short. So
Yeah,
I can watch 20-minute videos, 10-minute videos, and then
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
That's it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. The X-Men '97. I definitely recommend that for all you comic
Cool.
book fans out there and all you animated fans out there. Definitely pick that up and watch that for sure.
Cool. I want to check it out.
Yes, you
So,
should.
but there's also been a new movie. I didn't watch it yet, but maybe you heard about it. The movie shall be very Murakami-esque. It's called Perfect Days. Did you hear about it?
No, I definitely didn't hear about that. What is it about?
It's by Wim Wenders,
Okay.
and it's set in Tokyo, and it tells the story of a what is it called? I'm sorry if so. Please correct me if I'm putting it wrong. It's a toilet clerk, a guy who
I
cleans
think
toilets,
it.
public toilets.
You know what? I think I know what you're talking about. He is like a custodian, yes, and
Yeah,
he's just going. I think I watched the trailer the other day, and I was about to watch it, and I ended up watching some kind of space movie. But he's just content with what he's doing, right? And he meets like
yeah,
I don't know a girl. I watched the trailer. I don't know if it's his daughter or anything, and
hmm,
it's pretty much just like just a happy movie
yeah,
close to it, and yeah. So I did definitely see that trailer. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and I added it to my list to watch. So yeah, maybe we can
yeah,
definitely do a review over that.
yeah. Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
I think we need to talk about it. I need to watch it as well.
yeah.
But I just managed last week to finally watch Oppenheimer because I didn't have the chance to catch it in cinema, and everybody has been watching it. But yeah, finally I managed to watch it as well. Yeah,
No, I definitely haven't watched that yet. That's something I definitely need to pick up and watch too. It's definitely a movie night
yeah,
tonight. I think here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely do that
yeah.
today.
Great, really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we got to catch up soon. Leo, thank you very much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me here. And one more thing, man. I want to tell you, happy late birthday, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. You're 21, man. Oh man, young man.
You got to put some 50 years on top. So
Don't worry, man. Like I said, I'm right behind you, man. My birthday is
yeah,
next week, man. This coming Saturday. So it's funny.
yeah,
I called my mom yesterday, man, and
hmm,
just talked to her for a minute. And she said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" And I was like, "Oh, whatever. We'll go out to eat or something like that." And I just randomly asked her, "You know how old I am going to be?" She said, 26. And I'm like, you know what? I think she really did believe that. And I said, "No, mom, I'm about to be 31." And she said, "Really?" She said, "Y'all still kids to me," but yeah, that's funny. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
happy late birthday, man! I just want to tell you that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
But you have a great date. It's May the 4th. So George Lucas kind of blessed you.
Oh yeah, man! I've definitely heard that, man. Definitely. May the fourth be with you. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool. So we are in our 30s right now. But
Yes.
do you? I think it's a good time. It's a good time. I really enjoy my 30s, to be honest.
Yeah, I think when I was like 28, 29, I was kind of having that existential crisis a little bit about turning 30. And I think now, like actually being 30 and
Mm,
turning 31, I feel like I'm in my prime now. I definitely got to hit be a
yeah,
little bit more exercise more, be a little bit more physical. Definitely hit the gym, play some more basketball. But other than that, like I feel really good. So yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
feel
That's
great.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Definitely.
Mhm.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening again. We hope you're having a great day. Please let us know in the comments how you liked today's episode. And don't forget to add us on Instagram, waiting for you. So Leo Exant and Haruki.murakami.art. And then we see you next time on Convo on the Shore. Goodbye to everyone.
Thank you guys.